Hi everyone, welcome to Mailsoftly YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about how to do DMARC, SPF and DKIM records, and I'm going to show you some examples. So let's dive in. So I will just share my screen now. So let's see here. So today we're gonna talk about the Mailsoftly.us, and I'm gonna use Cloudflare as domain name management. Since our domain name resides in Cloudflare, I just chose this, but it doesn't matter. You may have your domain name management in GoDaddy or Namecheap, doesn't matter actually. Wherever your domain name is and your DNS records are, you can use that platform. So for Mailsoftly.us, so what we're gonna do, let's first start with SPF. So again, let's remember what SPF was. So SPF is actually Sender Policy Framework, which actually determines which IP addresses you are allowing your domain to send emails from. So basically, we're going to include some IP addresses, or I will show you, we can also use include to just have kind of some domain names that uses multiple IP addresses. So you don't need to just maybe individually enter the IP addresses, but rather you can just include the platform that may use different IP addresses, and then you don't need to input just individual IPs. So okay, so here what I'll do, so okay, so when you come here, as you see, there's an add record button up here. So what we'll do is we'll just add record, and for the type we're going to use txt. You can just come and see, you see there are different kind of records up here, so we're going to use txt records. And so for the for this record, actually what we will do, we will just enter the name as, you can use add for your root, so you can just have that add symbol, and then what you need to do is, I will just copy and paste, and then I will explain. So content can be this. So v is equal to SPF 1. So here SPF 1 specifies is that this is an SPF record, okay? And the IPs here says that we're going to include those IPs, and also, so those are the IPs that we allow our domain name to send emails from. And then we also here include spf.mailprovider.com. So let's assume that you're also using G Suite, for instance, for your general emails, right? So what you can do is you can say that, okay, so spf.google.com, and then you can just do -all. So this dash is important because this specifies that any server not listed in here is not authorized to send emails. So this is called hard fail actually. So there are other symbols like this, and this is like salt failed, but generally speaking, you gotta just put this -all. So whenever you have new IPs or new kind of platforms that you're gonna use, for instance, if you're gonna use Mailsoftly, again, you can come and you can also include Mailsoftly here, and that will ensure that Mailsoftly's servers will also be okay. So let's say that we're gonna just do this, and it just created this txt record for us. And yeah, so we can continue on recording the other ones. So okay, so here let me just check what we have. So let's create, so this is the SPF actually, okay? So this is the SPF that we just created. So right now what we can do, let's continue including DKIM records. So DKIM records is a little bit tricky. So in general, for instance, if you are using G Suite, they may give you again a TXT record, and then you can input your TXT record as your DKIM value. And but if you're using like third parties, you may just use like, I don't know, like Amazon or SendGrid or Mailsoftly kind of thing. So will give you some CNAME records. Okay, so these CNAME records are easier to implement, because if those providers just give you the IPs and everything, they may change. So CNAME records just make it easy. Even the IPs that these email service providers use change, you don't need to change anything. So it's common practice that if you're using third-party softwares like Mailsoftly, SendGrid, or Amazon or other providers, they'll give you this CNAME records. So let's say that let's put that CNAME record, right? So so again, add record, and we're gonna come here, and generally they're gonna give you like probably 3 different CNAME records. So here the name and target, sometimes these namings may change, but in general, you can just say that. So these are the key value actually things. So, and I will just again copy and paste our example. So this is the name that let's assume the third party just gave us, and the target is this. So I will just hit save, and again add another record, CNAME, again selector, this time 2, and then selector 2 domain key and DKIM services. Of course, here DKIM service may have maybe like like Mailsoftly or some other provider. So so you will just change this, make sure that you change this that are given to you. So save, and yeah, so let's put 2 records right now. So these are the CNAME records actually, and in technicality, if you want to just know more about how this works, actually in practice, when an email is sent from mailsoftly.us, for instance, it is signed with a DKIM signature using selector 1 or selector 2, and the receiving email server will query the DKIM public key by looking up selector 1 domain key mailsoftly.us, which is redirected via the CNAME to selector 1 domain key DKIM services for validation. So you don't need to understand. I know it's a little bit complicated, but we don't need to understand that in detail. So you're good to go. Whenever you have some, you need to know that whenever you're using some other third-party applications, email service providers, then you need to just authenticate your domain, and you got to put this DKIM records there to just align your actually domain name to comply with the DKIM records. So whenever you're using mailsoftly.com, for instance, Mailsoftly, we're going to give you the CNAME records. Or you may also, in parallel, you can also add like SendGrid accounts, SendGrid DKIM records too. Okay, so but make sure that whichever service you're using, you need to do this DKIM records. And the same thing if you're using G Suite for your main domain, you also need to go to G Suite account, and you need to say that, okay, I want to just authenticate my domain, and they're going to give you the records. They'll probably not give CNAME records. Sometimes they can give you some TXT records, but it's similar approach. If it is TXT record, make sure that you just enter the name and value correctly as it is given to you. So that's it. Okay, so let's continue the next, so this is the DKIM. So let's continue DMARC. So for DMARC record, again, what we're gonna enter, again, we're gonna enter another record, and this time it's gonna be again a TXT record. So let's come here. It's gonna be a TXT record, and again for the so for the root domain, again, I'm gonna give it at, and here again I will copy and paste the thing, the record here. So okay, so let me explain what are those things. So first of all, v is equal to DMARC1 specifies that this is a DMARC record. As you may remember, for the SPF, again, v was equal to SPF1, which stated that this TXT record was for SPF before, but this time we're just giving the DMARC record here. So that's one thing. And the other thing is right now here, you will see P is reject. So what this means is actually, so P means policy, and reject means that if the DKIM and SPF are not aligned, we are saying that to the email service provider, that reject that email. It's not coming from ourselves. So just reject those. Okay, so we are declaring that you gotta reject that email. So what are the alternatives here? So you can put is equal to none, which will say that do nothing. So at first, so this doesn't actually protect your, if you just put this p is equal to none, this doesn't protect your domain. You still have the DMARC record, but this doesn't protect you at all. So your domain and your reputation is vulnerable to attackers actually. So but if you don't have anything and you don't know anything about your SPF and DKIM, just put none. It's better than nothing. At least you have some kind of DMARC record, because email service providers, Gmail and Yahoo, actually wants that record. But and then you gotta just improve that. So p is equal to none. Again, as I said, don't do anything. This can be like quarantine. Sorry if I can spell it. Quarantine. So quarantine means that, okay, so you at least have some kind of protection. Don't hard fail. We are saying that don't hard fail. Don't reject that much. Just be cautious, and maybe it may go to spam. Just maybe mark it as spam, or not mark it as spam, but rather just send this email to spam, or just say that this is suspicious. So this is another policy that you can just apply. But the best one is reject. But again, you gotta be careful. You need to know that all your SPF and DKIM records are there. You need to be there in order to fully know that, okay, just reject the other ones. If you forget to include any IP addresses or any other domain names that you're sending emails from, they're gonna be rejected. So that's the important thing. It's a little bit, we need to be a little bit careful about that. So this, okay, so let me again continue explaining this. So this RUA is actually, so these are the records, aggregate reports that this DMARC report should be sent to. This is important because this is how that any IPs that are being used as spoofing to spoof your emails or any unauthorized activities, you can get these reports. So this is again a good thing. You need to monitor these reports so that you will know that, okay, so there are some people that are kind of just trying to use your domain and structure to just spoof or just abuse your domain. So you will know from those. Again, this you don't need to worry about this. Sometimes you don't need to put, but this is kind of forensic reports again. And again, PCT 100, it says that apply this to 100% of all the emails, kind of thing. And 4 is equal to 1 means request forensic reports if either SPF or DKIM fails. But actually, you don't need to include those if you don't want. So this is again all okay. So you can hit save, and there you go. You have your DMARC records. So once you've done this, what you can do is you can just come and you can just look for your DMARC reports. And in Cloudflare, it is in here, in email and DMARC management. Actually enable DMARC management, and then again, we already put this, but again it will put anyways. So here, since this is just pretty new, we don't see anything, but we will see that this reports will be there. And so yeah, so that's how you know. And as you see, this just added some new records. So let's go and check for our DNS. You see as TXT DMARC none. We have the CNAME records for our DKIM records, and we also have our SPF record, so that we allow which IP addresses or which email service provider addresses are allowed to send emails on behalf of our domain. So by just combining those 3 reports, you are protecting your domain, and you are protecting your domain reputation and email security actually. So today, just to recap, we just put SPF records, DKIM records, and DMARC records, and how they can just be entered. As you see, it doesn't matter which domain name management system you're using; they'll be similar. So you just add your DNS records accordingly, and then you keep an eye on DMARC reports, so that you know if there's some bad actors that are trying to abuse your domain and email reputation, and then you will adjust your policy accordingly. So thank you very much again watching us. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe our YouTube channel. We will continue on creating new videos. Stay tuned. See you.